You know, unfortunately, I didn't get to see Raw tonight, but I did download it real quickly via torrent, which is probably the quickest I've ever downloaded it. It seems like within less than 20 minutes it was done. Well, actually, it was more than that, about a half hour. But still, it was done quicker than I thought, and I could see why. On Sunday was Money in the Bank, which I saw live on pay-per-view. It was the first time I've ever actually ordered two wrestling pay-per-views within the same year. I think it's the first time I've done that since 2002. And that was before, the cable company that I was subscribed to there. I was a customer there to decided to go all digital, and the apartment complex I lived in didn't have the accessories, if you will, to support digital just yet. They probably do now, but who am I to talk? Anyway, like I said, I saw Money in the Bank, and you can see my live reactions and my review. Now, for anybody that's questioning why my live reactions are before my review, let me just put it this way. I had to upload the pictures and the videos off my Kodak camera on to the computer, and I basically had to put all the files together on the Vegas Pro 7 software for the live reaction. So I decided that, well, it takes a while sometimes for those to go through. So I decided, I'll put my review up first, and then I'll put my live reactions. But the truth is, I'm not the only one that does that, folks. Check out the Wrestling Gurus and some other people. They do the same thing. But anyway, getting back to Raw tonight, like I said, I didn't watch Raw. I was reading some of the results before I left for work. I was actually reading the live results, but around 7 o'clock I left for work with my brother-in-law, my niece, and a friend of his to Fairfield to take care of some business. I didn't get to watch it, but as soon as I got home, I read the results, if you will, off ringsidenews.com, and that got me interested enough, definitely, to watch Raw. I mean, I was going to watch it anyway had I worked tonight, or hadn't I worked tonight or something like that. And I was considering putting a timer on it, but I didn't do that. Should have done it, but that's okay. And but again, like I said, I downloaded it, and I'm going to add it to my collection, recording-wise, to my DVD probably later on. The thing is, the thing with Raw tonight, the whole championship tournament, CM Punk being in Chicago with the WWE title at the Cubs game, whole Vince McMahon, John Cena deal, Triple H making his return. Honestly, folks, I read I watched J-Dub's review on it, and J-Dub, has a point. This is all building to something. I mean, I love what's going on. I mean, I really do. I love the fact that, right now, storyline-wise, they're having Vince McMahon, or storyline-wise, the board of directors are forcing Vince McMahon to step down as the chairman, and they're having Triple H step up. I'll tell you what this is going to lead to, folks, and it's going to probably be hard to believe for anybody. But I think it's eventually going to lead us to a SummerSlam match between Triple H and CM Punk. I've got that feeling. Because one, we're still guaranteed, hopefully, unless the card changes in this main event status, we're still guaranteed Alberto Del Rio and John Cena. At least that's what we still know. But we don't know that just yet. We don't know if that's going to change. But what I do know is that CM Punk probably will face Triple H at SummerSlam. And I'm not saying it's going to be for the title. I'm pretty sure Triple H is still going to go with the tournament deal and or something. Or he's going to force CM Punk to defend the title. I don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is this is leading, in my opinion, just my opinion, is leading to a Triple H CM Punk match possibly at SummerSlam. Because let's not forget, Triple H was one of the people that was insulted by CM Punk's little shoot promo, or work shoot promo that he did a couple weeks ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're leading towards. Because we have heard reports and everything, that rumors and reports ever since WrestleMania that Triple H was going to probably wrestle at SummerSlam or compete at SummerSlam against The Undertaker. Well, obviously, The Undertaker's in no condition right now to be at SummerSlam, so I think the best choice would be CM Punk because it kind of coincides with the storyline. Then again, maybe not. Maybe we'll get Cena and Punk again. I don't know. But something's going to happen, folks. Something will happen. CM Punk will be back. He will probably be competing at SummerSlam. And, it's like a lot of people said, maybe he signed an extension. Because isn't it ironic, if he signed an extension up to SummerSlam, isn't it kind of ironic that the first Ring of Honor television taping under its new ownership by Sinclair is going to be in Chicago on August 13th. Everybody knows that when you stop promoting something like that and it's in Chicago, as they put it, something's going to happen. So I would not be surprised if CM Punk probably makes a return to Ring of Honor if he's legitimately gone from WWE after possibly this extension. It's because like J-Dub mentioned, it's like J-Dub said, and I don't know what anybody else has said about this. I don't know what the Off the Rope show people have said, but it's like J-Dub has said himself. Again, there's no way that, they're going to let somebody leave the company with the WWE Championship. There's no way they're going to do that. And quite honestly, I agree. Like I said, I've got a feeling that CM Punk's going to come back. He's going to compete at SummerSlam, and he's either going to be in another match with John Cena or it's going to be against Triple H. It's going to be one of those two. If it's against John Cena, it probably won't be as good as Money in the Bank. But then again, maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be better. But honestly, if it's against Triple H, that would be one hell of a match. And it doesn't matter what kind of a gimmick you'd put on it. Doesn't matter if you make it a street fight. Doesn't matter if you make it steel cage, Hell in the Cell. 2 out of 3 falls. It doesn't matter. Triple H against CM Punk would be one hell of a match at SummerSlam because of the storyline build into it. I mean, honestly, I could see Triple H coming out next week and telling CM Punk, hey, you are the reason this has happened. You are the reason I was forced to step up as chairman. You're the reason my father-in-law, Vince, was forced to step down. Now, I don't know if that's what's really going to happen, but I'm telling you right now, it's leading to something big. And like I said, I won't be surprised if we get a CM Punk match against either Triple H or John Cena at SummerSlam. I'm not going to be surprised about that. Now, this whole championship tournament that's going on tonight, that went on tonight, I have to say it's a good idea. It is a good idea, but it's kind of weird. Because I like how CM Punk twitters on his Twitter account, how can they have, when he hears about it, it's like, how can they have a WWE Championship tournament when the WWE Champion's right here? That's what really intrigues me. It's like, why would he acknowledge it if he's no longer part of the company? You get what I'm saying? It tells me that if he shows up next week on Monday Night Raw to be confronted by Triple H, and if the tournament's still going to go on, I wouldn't be surprised that after being confronted by Triple H, he interferes in the tournament and says, hey, there's not going to be a WWE champion crowned here because I'm the WWE champion. To me, I think it's going to be intriguing overall to see what happens next week. And, I like the idea of a tournament. And, I like the idea of a tournament to crown a new WWE champion. I mean, I know a lot of fans don't like, a lot of internet fans and stuff like that don't like the fact that WWE saying, hey, Punk won the championship last night, but guess what? Punk's championship win is null and void. Remember what I said in my review video and in the last part of my live reactions? I said I would not be surprised if WWE does something similar, not the same, but similar to what Vince Russo did back at Bash at the Beach 2000. Remember, Vince Russo came out at Bash at the Beach, and I guess what was supposed to be a work shoot promo / real shoot, fired Hulk Hogan and said, hey, Hulk Hogan has his belt now, but that's going to be the Hulk Hogan Memorial belt. We're going to have a new champion tonight, and it's going to be between Booker T and Jeff Jarrett. And that's what happened. They never acknowledged. Basically, Hulk Hogan's championship win became null and voided. Basically became non-existent. Yeah, they acknowledged, he did beat Jeff Jarrett. He walked out with the championship belt, but that championship win became null and voided. To me, that's similar to what WWE is doing here storyline-wise. They're trying to say, hey, storyline-wise, they're trying to get them to say, hey, look, WWE is not going to acknowledge, WWE will acknowledge that CM Punk beat John Cena for the title, but his championship win is null and void. It doesn't matter. It never happened, and we're going to crown a new champion. As if saying the title is vacated because the person holding the belt now, who says he's the champion, is not the champion because it's null and void. I wouldn't, that sounds like to me the direction they're going in. Because it's, like I said, it's similar. Not exactly the same, but it's similar to what happened in WCW. So I'm thinking that's what's going on. And again, like I said, I won't be surprised if we see CM Punk show up next week on Raw, confront Triple H, and then probably interfere in the finals. I wouldn't be surprised by that. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But again, WWE is definitely on a roll right now, and tonight's Raw and Sunday's Money in the Bank have proven it, and I can only hope and see what Raw has to offer next week, and I can only wait and see what SmackDown has to offer this week. I will say this, though. It doesn't surprise me that WWE is doing this right now, because they realize that they are in a dogfight, if you will. Now, as crazy as this may sound to a lot of you, WWE is doing this now because they realize TNA, in some ways, argue it if you will, in some ways is on their tails and doing the best they can to keep up with them. And they also know Ring of Honor is on the verge of reappearing on television, even though it'll be on the Eastern, Midwest, and sort of like Mountain West areas, or wherever, basically the Sinclair broadcasting areas. They realize that once Ring of Honor gets that, and they're going to have the show on YouTube as well, that they're going to have competition, and they need a way to basically blast off and take off and leave a trail of fire behind them to where Ring of Honor and TNA are going to be like, oh shit, we're never going to catch them now. And that's why they're doing this. And it's also not surprising that they're doing this during the summer. It seems that lately WWE has had a tradition, I think now ever since last year, that during the summer they got to deliver their own summer blockbusters, and that's what they're doing with this whole CM Punk deal. Now again, I truly believe that after Money in the Bank and after what's happened tonight, I'm not going to be surprised if CM Punk gets involved, is put in a match at SummerSlam against either John Cena or Triple H. I wouldn't be surprised either way, folks. Now, again, like I said, I like the idea, storyline-wise, for them to have a championship tournament. And again, like I say, to acknowledge the fact that CM Punk's championship win over John Cena is null and void, basically never happened kind of deal. But, we'll just have to wait and see what occurs. I mean, to me, it's really interesting. It's got me intrigued. I mean, I'll tell you this honestly, folks. When I ordered Money in the Bank, I was contemplating it. I was contemplating ordering Money in the Bank on Sunday, but I figured, you know what? I'm going to do it. I have my reasons for doing it. You know, I have my reasons. I ordered it, and it's the best $45 anybody could spend. Whether it's a way for somebody to pay another person back for the money they spent, whether it's a early birthday gift, doesn't matter. The truth is, it was the best $45 or $55 if you had HD you could spend because it was very intriguing. It was a great show. And Monday Night Raw obviously followed suit with a great post-Raw show. Okay, post-Money in the Bank Raw show. Will SmackDown follow suit tomorrow night and it's taping and it's airing on Friday? We don't know. Will Raw follow suit next week? We don't know. I'm hoping they do. Because again, like I said, it's an entirely different, it's just so different. It's so big. And like I said, with the rumors that Triple H was going to compete at SummerSlam against The Undertaker, obviously Undertaker is off the charts right now. CM Punk to me would be the more logical choice. Because not only is it intriguing, but it makes the story more personal. Because basically, CM Punk's actions towards Vince McMahon and his family have caused this situation tonight to happen. I mean, here's what I think, in my opinion, is going to happen next week if CM Punk shows up and is confronted by Triple H. My thought on this is this. CM Punk just basically wants the WWE, storyline-wise, wants the WWE to focus more on the wrestling, let the wrestling and the wrestlers tell the story in the ring with their actions, with their matches, as well as let the wrestlers and women wrestlers, superstars, divas, if you will, be themselves and say what they want when they want to say it without being told to say it. In other words, just, kind of be like what you see almost like in Ring of Honor on all these independent shows. That's basically what I think, in my opinion, storyline-wise, CM Punk is trying to do. Well, that's just my opinion. And, if I'm WWE and I want to follow suit on this in a strong way, I have Triple H in a confrontation with CM Punk reply in the fact of, hey, have Triple H reply to CM Punk's thing about that. If if that's what's going on with CM Punk, let the wrestling do the talking and let the people be themselves and say what they want kind of deal. If I want to continue this strong, I have Triple H confront CM Punk and say, hey, look, I understand where you're coming from, but you got to understand this isn't no independent promotion. This isn't no ROH Ring of Honor. This is WWE, and here it's wrestling and entertainment. It's basically you can be the best wrestler in the world, but you also got to combine your wrestling skills by being the best entertainer. So that's what I think could happen, in my opinion. I think that's what we're being led towards. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I could be wrong. But again, I truly like where this is going. And tonight's Raw, I just looked through some highlights of it, just, at my Xbox. I downloaded I downloaded Raw via torrent on my computer, and I'm able to watch it on my Xbox because it streams over to it. I watched highlights and clips here and there. I love the fact that WWE is doing this. It sounds very intriguing, and I cannot wait to see what happens next week. And you know what? This is just my belief. I also believe there's another reason WWE is doing this. I think WWE is doing this is because they're trying to show the internet smarks, if you will, that, hey, you think you know what's going to happen, but you're wrong. Because you never know what's going to happen, and we're going to throw you a curveball. That's why they're doing this. They did it last year with the Nexus, and they're doing it again. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Again, tonight's Raw was great. Like I said, I saw the highlights. I read what people had to say. I heard what people like J-Dub had to say. And the truth is, I thought it was great. I love the fact, again, storyline-wise, I love the fact that they're doing this championship tournament and acknowledging, I know people may not like hearing this, acknowledging the fact that CM Punk's title win is kind of like null and void, non-existence, never happened kind of deal, just like with the whole Vince Russo, Hulk Hogan, Bash at the Beach deal. I like how they're building up Cena again with this. I like how they're allowing the line to be blurred a little bit between, scripts and reality. I like how they allow the acknowledgement of other promotions now to be, heard out of the mouths of other wrestlers, out of the superstars. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, they let CM Punk mention Ring of Honor and New Japan. And tonight, they kind of let Cena, in his own way, mention Impact Wrestling, TNA. So I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this. They're blurring the lines. They're basically, like I said, they're basically telling the internet smarks that are out there. This is their answer to the internet smarks. They're saying, hey, look, you think we don't know what you guys are thinking. You guys think you know it all. You don't think we'll do this. Guess what? You're wrong. And that's what they're doing. Sorry about that. Lips hit the mic. But that's what they're doing. And I like it. I know everybody else likes it. It's intriguing. It's making WWE hot again. Let's just hope they can keep it up. But you know what? There's always a downside. There's always a downside. And I hate to say this. Last year we thought Nexus was going to keep WWE hot, but that started to simmer down. Let's hope that doesn't happen here, because this is the hottest thing going. I mean, they got TMZ talking about it. They got Twitter blowing up about it. They got Facebook blowing up about it. YouTube, Daily Motion. And according to some reports, this is just WWE's way of trying to keep the storylines real enough so that social medias, networks, and shows like TMZ, like Extra, like ET, and whatever you want to call it, all talk about it. And all make, as well as ESPN, all talk about it and say, hey, look, this is as real as it gets. This is real. This is not storyline, but in fact it is. I mean, I'm sure all the outlets out there like ESPN and Extra and TMZ, they all probably know it's storyline, but they're going along with it because they're probably getting a kick out of the fact that WWE's trying to pull the wool over their heads. But again, that's what makes this whole situation with CM Punk, Vince McMahon, John Cena, and now Triple H so damn hot this summer, making the storyline so damn hot and intriguing and interesting and getting people talking, because it's exactly what WWE needs. And again, for them to allow the superstars to mention companies like Ring of Honor, New Japan, and in some ways tonight, TNA, Impact Wrestling. It's great, and it's basically showing the internet smarks, as much as we hate to say it, it's showing them that, hey, we will do this. We will do what you say we won't do. And I love it. And everybody else loves it. So all I can say is I hope they keep this up throughout the summer. I hope they keep this up after the summer. And all I can say is keep up the good work, WWE. You've got my attention definitely this time. You've got the attentions of my nephew, who's into UFC and RuneScape and all that. You've got the attention of those that almost wrote you off. You've got the attention of a person that says, fuck you to the founder of the company that was sort of mentioned, that was kind of slight, that was sort of mentioned in an unusual way tonight by John Cena. I mean, you got everybody's attention, and all I can say is I hope you guys keep it up. Because like I said in my review for Money in the Bank, that's how you do a pay-per-view, and this is how you do post-pay-per-view shows as well. This is how you keep up that hotness. You keep up that streak. This is what helps you prove that you are number one in wrestling and sports entertainment. So that's all I can say is WWE, keep it up. And those are my thoughts on the July 18th, 2011 edition of Monday Night Raw.